Hey everyone, editing Darcy here. Yeah, I know, it's weird, right? Anyway, this video has all of the deck building and drafting and gameplay all in one video. Previously, I'd split those up over multiple videos, so I just didn't want anyone to see this and go, oh, that's just the drafting. I'm gonna skip it. I'll wait for the gameplay video, and they'd miss this. So feel free to just skip ahead to the part you want to see. All of the timestamps should be in the description. Hope you enjoy. Have a good night. I guess that doesn't actually make sense at the beginning of the video. Alright, enjoy. Hello and welcome back. I'm DarcyBits. Today I have B with me. We are going to be playing Commander Draft Winchester style using cards generated by Urza's AI based off of actual draft packs from Commander Legends. By based on, I mean they have the same mana costs and the same card types. All of these cards have been previously shared in previous videos of ours, but now we're going to see them in action for the first time. For each of the packs, I have added art to them, as we can see here, in addition to Wblbrg, which is a custom card. This is not an AI-generated card. I made this. This is produced in the engine that Urza's AI uses as far as the formatting, so it all looks the same and is consistent. But otherwise,
also it's a really cool card. I think it's a really cool idea.
Oh, thank you, B. Yes, this is my attempt to make a sort of generic commander that fills the role of the Prismatic Piper or the Faceless one, in as much that those cards only work if you're playing with cards that have partner, or cards that have choose a background, or backgrounds themselves. And as such, don't bring the experience of Commander Legends or Commander Draft to other sets. I would love to actually try playing with real Magic sometime with this card slipped in as the sort of, you can always put this one in your deck, and therefore you can play like a Commander Draft style game with a set that wasn't designed for that. It would be a bit weird because actual Commander Legends has more legends in it than other sets, but if you went and looked at a set ahead of time, I think you could find some really cool sets that would work. For this is Wblbrg, a 2-mana, 1/4 legendary creature homunculus. They have Lackey. Choose 1 or 2 colors before the game begins. Wblbrg is those colors. You can have 2 commanders if 3 or fewer unique colors are among their color identities, and Wblbrg is one of them. They also have Burden. At the beginning of your end step, if Wblbrg is in your command zone, each opponent may draw a card for each of Wblbrg's colors. When Wblbrg leaves the battlefield, if it is your commander, put it into your command zone. So, you want to play it so that it doesn't help your opponents as much, but if it dies, you can't just let it go to the graveyard and stay there forever. It will return to the command zone and continue being a burden. Either way, we are not required to use this. It's just an option, which means we can go up to 3 colors in our identity. So previously we've done these commander drafts, and it becomes a bit of a, can we actually make the color identity of our drafted commander function? So we end up just ignoring the color identity rules in draft, and I like the color identity rule. I think it's fun. So this should allow us to go up to 3, but at the cost of, making your opponent a bit stronger. So other than that, we've got 100.
Now that I think about it in the future, like it might be nice to have like different burdens. To pick from, but yeah.
So the reason why Wblbrg is written this way is that I think Lackey can be a consistent keyword that always means that same thing, but you could print different cards that have different burdens, right? That's why burden is an ability word, whereas Lackey is a keyword. Formatting, it's a thing. I don't know. But yeah, that's why that choice was made, which I think is largely inspired by things that you said when I was sort of running the ideas by you. Having one thing be modular, but the other thing being sort of consistent. Like partner being the same, but then the effects of the partner being different. Either way, we have 120 cards here. This is going to make up our drafting pool. Since this is a Winchester draft, we don't really draft individual packs. We just shuffle all of our packs together. So even though I've been drafting each pack individually, Enraged Aurochs, Constructs of Yore, I should not have decided to try and list all of them. This is not going to work. Fisherman's Delight. Rotten Ruin, Ashen Libraries, and
You can do it.
one other. Skybridge Populations. That's what it was. It's a very stupid name. That's why I couldn't remember. Alright, anyway, we've spent enough time on this. We're going to shuffle this deck of cards, and we're going to do a Winchester Draft. Winchester Draft works as follows. We're going to have 4 piles of cards. And I'm going to position my camera so that they are all visible. And as we draft, we are going to choose a pile, pick it up, and then refill all that pile and add one to each of the other piles, so that by the end you're picking up like 5 cards at a time. So B, before we reveal these cards, do you want to go first or second in the draft?
Well, I remember winning last time, so maybe I should go second.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
We have Trapped in Time, a 3-mana blue enchantment aura, enchant creature, enchanted creature, can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. I should say before I continue, because I feel like it's important, these cards have been generated with Urza's AI with the rule of if a card fundamentally does not function, not that it doesn't do anything, but does not function in the rules of Magic, it got rerolled. Otherwise, the first attempt was used. So some of these are really, really weak. There is no rerolling for the sake of trying to have a consistent power level, which I think is appropriate to the draft environment. But we shall see how it actually turns out. This might be brutal. So Trapped in Time, 3-mana, enchant creature can't attack, it can't block, its activated abilities can't be activated. Cool. Contemplative Drake is a 5-mana blue 2/4 creature Drake flying. As long as you control a white creature, Contemplative Drake is +2/+2 and trample. So 5-mana 4/6 with flying and trample if you have a white creature. Sounds kind of cool. Broken River Dread is a 5-mana 3/4 green beast for green regenerate. As long as it is enchanted, each player keeps the top card of their library hidden. So, you know, whatever that means. And Frilled Grub, a 2-mana 2/1 artifact creature goblin. Sacrifice Frilled Grub, regenerate target creature. I remember when I was forging these, I halfway through like talking about this card, I realized that it's a decoy. It's like a decoy for that goblins use. That it's like a fake goblin. Which eat that goblin instead of me. It regenerates the goblin. Yeah. Cool. So I get to go first. I think I have to go with Contemplative Drake. I mean, I drew art for it. Look at her.
Nice.
She's amazing. All right.
Okay.
Pile 2, we've got Siege Machine. 2-mana artifact. Tap, add colorless, or 4-mana, 2 of which has to be colorless, not generic. Sacrifice Siege Machine, destroy target attacking creature. Finnbach Overseer, a 5-mana 4/3 blue and black legendary creature, human advisor. When Finnbach Overseer enters the battlefield, you may exile a human card from your hand face down. If you do, put that card into your hand at the beginning of the next end step. So it does effectively nothing. At the beginning of each end step, if you haven't put a card from your hand into the graveyard this step, put one of your opponent's tapped creatures into their graveyard. So that's potentially pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Tomb Wanderer is a 2-mana 2/1 black creature horror. As long as it's your turn, Tomb Wanderer gets +1/+1 and has black regenerate this creature, which I think is a really cool one. Like if you can attack brazenly with it because you can regenerate it, but you can't block with it, like and be able to still regenerate. I think it's a fun design. And Gatewatch Chaplain, a 1-mana 1/1 white human cleric creature. It has protection from red for white. Gatewatch Chaplain gains first strike until end of turn. What are you thinking?
I might just go for what does he do with Mana Rock that can destroy tank creature? That's cool.
I mean, only if you have 2 colorless sources.
Oh, yeah, true.
This is not generic.
And it can't use itself, yeah.
Yeah, it would be
I
very
will,
difficult to make that work.
I'll use a Finbach.
Finbach's a commander potential.
Actually is like just good on itself. But yeah, no, I'll like try. It's like nice to have a commander early. Just
it is. You have something to build towards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something to draft around. Something in mind. Because you don't want to get to the end and then realize I can't do anything. I mean, you can always use Wblbrg. You could have Wblbrg be your only commander if you wanted to. And that's just...
Oh, yeah, that's true, yeah.
They're 2 colors, right? So you always have that as an option. Crypt Creeper is a 6-mana black 4/5 Phyrexian Horror. When Crypt Creeper enters the battlefield, you may return target creature from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, kind of expensive for that effect, but sure. Vanquish, a 3-mana white instant destroy target non-creature artifact. It can't be regenerated, so more narrow than it needs to be. Lord of Light, a 7-mana legendary creature angel. It's a 5/4 with flying and haste, and other creatures you control have double strike. So very expensive, but pretty powerful. And Wand of Vec, a 3-mana artifact. As Wand of Vec enters the battlefield, you may reveal an elf card from your hand. If you don't, you draw a card. So it's a mana rock that lets you draw a card. Important to mention, it does have tap, add red or white, which means it does require your color identity to be red and white. That is a restriction we're going to play with. We're not going to say like it just counts as colorless for the purposes of deck building. You do have to adhere to that deck building rule.
Makes sense.
We're seeing a lot of white here. I like Tomb Wanderer a lot, and I think Lord of Light is potentially fun. It probably isn't good enough, but I think it's funny, so I'm going to take this one.
Yeah, that's what I was taking.
All right. I like this style of draft. I'm really into it. Oh, that collapsed. Let me just quickly... Whoop, there we go. Calibrisk is a 7-mana 3/5 colorless artifact creature construct. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may return target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand.
Ooh,
worth it. Seething Baku is a 3-mana artifact. Seething Baku enters the battlefield tapped. You can tap it to add black. Now we're getting some duds here. Insurrection is a 4-mana green instant. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature. You gain 2 life. Oh yeah, these are all brutal. Echo Scepter is a 2-mana colorless artifact. Tap. Target player gains 1 life. What are you thinking? That was a pretty bad 4 on that one. But there were some decent ones earlier.
Yeah, let's see. So this is Echo Scepter. That's not great, but Wand of Vec I also can't really use. I do like yeah, so hey, I think I'll just take this the Calibrisk. Do I let me just take this again? Yeah, I'll take the Calibrisk.
Okay, a 7-mana 3/5. Cool.
I feel like if I can get a combo with it, it'll be very good.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's some potential there.
Yeah. So attack with it, it'll be fine.
True.
It'll assume it's a creature, though, but yeah.
Oh, rotating cameras. Okay. Hunted Hoarder is a 3-mana 3/2 ogre. Whenever you cast a creature spell, if it didn't untap during its controller's untap step, I assume meaning the creature spell you cast, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take that one. I'm not gonna even read the rest. I am gonna read the rest. Brimaz Hellion is a 5-mana 5/3 Hellion. It's red. Tap target creature blocks Brimaz Hellion this turn if able.
They won't be able to because it's tapped. I mean, let's see if it's something else, but yeah.
You'd have to have some untapped shenanigans, probably, yeah. Liminal Eclipse is a 4-mana black sorcery. Choose a non-land card name. Create a 4/4 black and green barrier creature token. Its activated abilities can't be activated unless you control a swamp. So 4 mana, make a 4/4 at sorcery speed. And Hakim's Whelp. This is a legendary option, actually. 5 mana, 4/5 green legendary creature Aurochs. Reach and Enrage. Whenever Hakim's Whelp is dealt damage, target creature gains double strike until end of turn. Oh, I do like Hakim's Whelp a lot. They almost got drawn when I was adding art to these, but they didn't. They lost against the other one. Actually, Liminal Eclipse, what do you think? It says choose a non-land card name, then create a 4/4, blah, 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 blah. Its activated abilities can't be activated unless you control swap. That's not the card name you chose. It's not like Pithing Needle, right?
No, it's the token.
It's the token. Okay, great. So if it somehow got activated abilities, like it got enchanted or something, I guess.
Yeah.
I really like Hunted Hoarder, but I also really like Hakim's Whelp. I'm going to take Hunted Hoarder. It's too good.
Yeah, it's too good. Yeah.
All right. What's next? Vineweaver Mog is a 3-mana, 1/1 goblin rogue. It's red, it has reach, and it has red, add red. Yeah, in real Magic, do you know of anything that's like whenever you add red mana to your mana pool, do something? Like, I don't think that's a thing, right?
Well, I think it's like whenever you activate a mana ability, you get another...
Maybe. I know there's things like when you tap a land for mana, but like I don't know if this would ever. I don't know if there's any cards in real Magic that would like go infinite with this. Like this technically goes infinite on its own, but like to what end?
What's his name? The one your creature's mana abilities need gold mana.
I don't know that card.
This is a commander.
Cool.
It's like from Ikoria. Yeah, no, that would go in. Well, it's the wrong colors, but it's the that would go in, sure.
Stonegorger Blitz is a 5-mana red sorcery. Put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. As long as it's your turn, untap all creatures you control and gain control of all creatures that blocked them this turn. This card's cool. Second main phase, you just steal the entire board. Rad.
Yeah.
Warping Fate, 2-mana sorcery. Target player draws a card. Draw a card. So 2 mana, draw 2. And Brutal Brawler, 4 mana, 2/3 Orc Warrior. Whenever you attack, put a +1/+1 counter on Brutal Brawler. Whenever you attack, not when Brutal Brawler attacks even. So good stuff there.
Cool.
What do you got? What do you think?
I think I got... Well, I do like Brutal Brawler, and also I do like Village Grub.
That pile is getting big, yeah. Oh, actually, yeah. Village Grub is actually... like sleeper really good. I kind of forgot about that one.
Yeah. Something these.
Being able to die for somebody else.
Yeah.
Decent protection.
And also I had a thing that recurs artifacts. So
yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, that's actually an interesting point. Yeah. Oh, it's Kyle Sisma. Kyle Sisma, Dire Avenger, the 3-mana 2/2 red legendary creature Aurochs. I love this guy. Look at them. For generic and red, creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. So it's board-wide fire breathing for 2.
Yeah.
Harpoon is a 2-mana colorless artifact. For 2 mana, target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Cool. Scourge of the Sun, a 6-mana 5/4 Aurochs. Green tap, target attacking or blocking creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. And Frozen Maw, a 4-mana 3/4 blue fish with menace. Whenever Frozen Maw attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So it's kind of like a 4/5 with menace. I like a lot of these. I'm so drawn to Kel Sisma. Just like, I'm really proud of my own art. Like, sorry, but like, I love it. And let's see. Harpoon is also pretty good. What are my colors? Let me take a look. So far, I've drafted all the colors except for red. What else is in this pile? Insurrection, bad. Liminal Eclipse, bad. Warping Fate, good, actually. That one's decent. This, and Stormgurger Blitz is actually also really cool. Oh, there's some good options here. I think colors-wise, I'm more likely to use... I'm going to take this pile here. The Insurrection, Liminal Eclipse, Warping Fate, and Scourge of the Sun. You still with me there, B? I haven't heard you in a bit.
I'm here.
Good. I'm just hoping I didn't get like accidentally muted again. That was weird. I don't know how that happened.
That was weird. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I didn't hit my hotkey that does that. Mind Swap. 2 mana black instant. Look at the target opponent's hand and choose one card from it. That player discards that card. Bloodlord Lieutenant. 2 mana 1/1 red human soldier with vigilance. For generic and red, attacking creatures get +1/+0 until end turn. Hey, it's the same as Kalsisma, except for they have to be attacking. Board Game Cash is a 2 mana artifact. You have no maximum hand size. Tap, add red, blue, or white. So again, color identity restriction. And Elspeth Knight Errant, a 3 mana 2/2 black legendary creature vampire rogue. Elspeth Knight Errant can't be blocked except by creatures with flying. 3 mana, exile 2 cards from your graveyard. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on Elspeth Knight Errant. Yes. It's you.
Okay, let's see. So let's see. Let's look at these. Nothing here is really that exciting. So I feel like just take Elspeth and the Maw. I think the Maw.
I think like, Frozen Maw is real good. Yeah, like it's not like amazing, but in a limited environment, I think it's going to do a lot of work.
And Elspeth might be a commander. Who knows?
Elspeth? Yeah.
Yeah.
The Frozen Maw can't be, unless I dramatically misread that card.
I know I can't.
Oops. Ooh, one of my favorites. Marababaru is a 2 mana 1/1 blue creature fish. When Marababaru enters the battlefield, you get energy, 2 energy counters. When Marababaru attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it. That can grow fast. Dead Spitter Mirror is a 2 mana 2/2 artifact creature mirror. 3 mana Dead Spitter Mirror gains haste. 1 mana Dead Spitter Mirror gains flying. Both of those are until end of turn. Wblbrg, a 5 mana colorless 3/5 legendary creature horror. For 1 mana, until end of turn, Wblbrg gets +1/+1, gains menace, and becomes a Gorgon in addition to its other types.
Oh, that's actually scary.
It's scary. Yeah, that's real. It's going to get big fast. I mean, until end of turn, but still. Yeah. And then lastly, we've got Rot Farm Goblins, a 3 mana 2/2 red goblin shaman. When Rot Farm Goblins enters the battlefield, you may have it deal 1 damage to target creature you control. If you do, creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn, which is great if you have an Enrage payoff, which there's an Enrage payoff like somewhere. Did I draft the Enrage one? I might have.
No, I think I did, actually.
Oh yeah? Cool. So I do really like Kalsisma. I do really like Marababaru. I also really like Stonegorger Blitz. I like Harpoon. I like Bloodlord Lieutenant. I like Dead Spitter Mirror. I like Wblbrg. I like a lot of these cards. If I go into red, I might want some enough red to do things. I'm gonna regret any decision I make here. Every one of them. 3 mana 2/2. I don't want to play red today, I don't think. But look at them. Look at Kalsisma. Vigilance is pretty good. Wblbrg. Kalsisma. How much do they? 3 mana? I think I'm going to take the top pile. I think Marababaru is really strong, and I think that Kalsisma is a really good commander. Potentially. We got there. Harbinger of the Hunt is a 2 mana 2/1 green human druid. When Harbinger of the Hunt enters the battlefield, target creature an opponent controls gets +1/+1 until end of turn. If you wanted that for some reason. Pyromancer is a 5 mana 2/2 black wall. For 3 mana sacrifice Pyromancer. It gets It deals 2 damage to target creature. Pretty expensive for that effect. Gilmhav Keyrune, a 2-mana, red and black, 2/2 legendary creature orc pirate with double strike. Whenever you cast a spell, untap Gilmhav Keyrune and you gain 2 life. And then Evinkar, a 3-mana, 1/3 human cleric with tap, add black.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I will take pile for free.
That's a pretty enticing pile. Yeah, it's got 2 legendaries in it.
I was like, board games. I love board games.
That's a good point. Not search, spread. Alright, Voldaren Gunslinger is a 4-mana 2/2 red orc warrior with first strike. For red and tap, draw a card, discard a card. Darkwater Goblins is a 1-mana 1/1 black creature goblin. When Darkwater Goblins enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Cute. Runehorn Behemoth, 2-mana 2/2 lizard. It's green. Ashen Lizards you control get +1/+1. If you happen to have any Ashen Lizards specifically. Generic and green, put a Sphinx counter on Runehorn Behemoth. For generic and green, create a 1/1 green Sphinx creature token with Defender, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, create a token that's a copy of it. So, I actually really like this card. This card's really fun. And lastly, Disperse, a 1-mana red sorcery. Disperse deals 2 damage to each creature without flying. Oh, that is a huge board wipe. Oh, wow. That's potentially really strong. Do I need that? It's an Enrage package as well. Rot Farm Goblins is Enrage, and Disperse hits your own stuff if you have things that survive in Enrage. Oh, that could be really good. Stuff, there's not a ton of Enrage, but there's a little. Like, one of the packs was called Enraged Aurochs. There's Enrage in this set.
No.
And you already saw one, right? I've been waiting to get this, like, second pile for a long time, though. I feel like I should take it before it goes away. Darn Gunslinger. These are all generic, too. I mean, there's a white one here, but like these two, Harpoon and Didspittermere, are both generic. Yeah, I'm going to take this middle one. I think I've been pushing my luck not taking it sooner. The other ones, they might still be sticking around. Who knows? I need to draft with your picks in mind. The thing is you can't, because you never know what's going to come off the top of the pile, right?
Yeah.
Gearsmith Apprentice is a 1-mana black 1/1 human artificer. Gearsmith Apprentice can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. Pirate Swindler is a 6-mana 2/3 merfolk wizard. For tap, draw a card, then discard a card. Might of the Nothrus is a 3-mana white enchantment aura. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+2 as long as it's attacking. Whenever enchanted creature blocks or becomes blocked, defending player sacrifices a creature. It's really good. Pearl Wishmoth is a 4-mana white 1/3 bird. It has flying and white regenerate Pearl Wishmoth. It's you.
Let's check in. I'll take the bottom one.
Okay. I don't remember what was in it, but that is okay. Hopefully it wasn't something I wanted. I think it was something I wanted. That's fine. That's going to happen. It's a draft.
Yeah.
Blood-Curdling Roar is a 2-mana white enchantment aura. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +3/+3 and has trample, meaning it can deal excess combat damage to a player or planeswalker it's attacking. Giant Spawn is a 2-mana green instant target creature, gets +3/+3 and gains trample until end of turn. Okay. Crawl Knight is a Crawl? 3-mana 3/3 red giant with vigilance and fire breathing. Red gets +1/+0. And Ravager's Realm, a land with tap add colorless. Tap add red or green. Let's see. I think this one with the sacrifice is really strong. It might have Nothrus. I think Runehorn Behemoth is really strong. Because it has a potential to just like explode. Because each one has the ability of when it deals combat damage to a player, make a copy. Right. Hearts Window's okay. No, it's actually not. Never mind. Giant Spawn's really decent. Harbinger of a Hunt is nothing. It's a 2/1. It's a body. First Strike Warrior is okay. Gearsmith Apprentice is pretty cool. Yeah, and Blade Curdling Warrior is actually great. But I would like Runehorn Behemoth, Crawl Giant, and Might of Nothoris. What is next? Wanderer Monk is a 3-mana red 2/2 human monk. When Wanderer Monk enters the battlefield, put a quest counter on it and create a 2/2 red devil creature token with flying. Whenever you gain life, put a quest counter on Wanderer Monk.
Yeah, that's cool.
I love the flavor on that one. It's so good. Vault of the Arc Druid is a land. Tap to add colorless. 4 and tap, add black or red. So very expensive filtering. Primal Storm is a 3-mana red instant. Creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. You may choose new targets for those creatures, which I don't think means anything. I had a nice long discussion about the idea of like, what if you could change like blocks or something with a spell? This spell doesn't do that, but that was a kind of a cool idea for a spell. This just gets +2/+0 to your creatures, which is pretty good. And Static Shaman, a 6-mana red 4/4 Phyrexian human artificer. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, create a 3/3 colorless Phyrexian golem artifact creature token. For 3 mana, sacrifice another artifact to draw a card. This card's pretty great, actually. It's too expensive. I'm not sure what it should be priced at, but like, if you got artifacts, there's a decent number in this set. What are you thinking?
I think I'm gonna take I'm gonna take top one.
Okay. What's the notable card in that set?
Well, the one I want is like the one that's like the 1-drop black one that can't be blocked by creatures.
Oh, yeah, that one's pretty cool. The thing is, if you raise its power, then it can be blocked. So it's like kind of a weird. I like the design of it, but I mean, you could attack with it and then pump it afterwards, right? Like after blocks are declared, that would work fine. Myriad Hunt is a 3-mana red enchantment. Whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Then, if it has 10 or more +1/+1 counters on it, sacrifice Myriad Hunt. Don't run this. Cunning Pilferer is a 3-mana colorless 1/2 artifact creature Drake. It has flying. Whenever Cunning Pilferer attacks, another target creature can't block this turn. I actually quite like this one. It's just a cute little, like, it's like an escort, right? It flies in and escorts somebody else so that they can't block your guy on the ground or something. It's cute. Seasonal Chant, 5-mana red enchantment. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, that player puts a charge counter on Seasonal Chant. For generic and red, sacrifice Seasonal Chant. Create 2/2/2 red dragon creature tokens with flying. So it's 7 mana, make 2 2/2s. But you can do it over 2 turns if that's helpful to you for some reason. Manipulative Worm is a 5-mana 5/3 green worm. That's it. Vanilla card here. What do we got? Creature +2/+0 until end of turn's pretty good. Static Shaman can do stuff with artifacts. I don't know if I've gotten any artifacts, but it does seem pretty good. Artifacts. Do I have any artifacts? I got Seething Baku. Okay. And I've got Harpoon. Harpoon's okay. I guess the question is, like, how many hits do I need for it to be relevant? You know what I mean? And what's in this pile? Pirate Swindler. Giant Spawn is pretty good. I'm not going to use these other ones, probably. I do like the Cunning Pilferer, though. Yeah, I think I'll take this one here. This number 2. Okay. Somehow those got their counters turned on. I'm gonna turn those off later. Whatever. First, we have Citadel Guards, a 5-mana colorless artifact creature construct. It's a 2/2. Citadel Guards can't be blocked. For tap, put a charge counter on target artifact creature. It doesn't untap during your next untap step. So, if I remember correctly, when I was forging this, my intent was to treat all reminder text as if it was real for the instance of that card, even if it contradicts real reminder text. So this would put a charge counter on it and cause it to not untap during its next untap step. That does function in the way that I'm intending to run this block of cards. Is that okay?
Okay, me.
Great. Did I skip over one? Centaur Prowler is a 3-mana 2/2 white cat soldier. For 3 mana, Centaur Prowler gains lifelink until end of turn. Damage dealt by this creature also causes you to gain that much life. Dungeon Map is a 2-mana artifact. Whenever a player taps a basic land for mana, that player adds 1 mana of any type that land produced. So that's any player. So that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And Step, a land. Step enters the battlefield tapped. It adds white or blue.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Blue. I think I like the Static Shaman. That sounds fun.
Static Shaman looks so good, and you're getting a lot of artifacts. I'm really worried you're going to go off with that. And also excited to see it happen.
We'll see.
I'm not even sure if you're going to go red, so we'll find out.
Who knows? No.
Clash is a 1-mana blue enchantment. Creatures can't attack you or planeswalkers you control. Yeah, I think I want that.
Oh.
Ashen Favor is a 5-mana green sorcery. Search your library for up to 3 cards, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle. I mean, if you've got a 3-card combo, here it is. High Alpine is a land. High Alpine enters the battlefield tapped. It adds blue or black. And Aurochs Regenerator is a 6-mana 3/3 Aurochs. Whenever Aurochs Regenerator attacks, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Yeah, I'm going to take Clash. It's not even a question.
That's scary.
Yeah. There might be enchantment removal. I literally have no idea. I don't remember. Call the Shaman is a 2-mana 1/2 red human shaman. Tap. Target creature you control gains haste until end of turn, but activate this only once each turn. Forced Renown is a 9-mana red sorcery.
Call the Shaman sounds like a British comedy from like the 80s.
Call the Shaman?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're like Shaman were a thing in Britain, like that would be like the.
All right.
Like, I guess like Call the Vicar sounds like a British comedy.
That does sound like one, yeah. Forced Renown is a 9-mana red sorcery. Target creature gets +8/+8 until end of turn. Scry 2. Honestly, this card's like not good, but it could be worth it because, I mean, if you just have something that's unblockable, it's not instant speed though, so you're not able to just like completely steal a game that way. But I mean, it might be worth it if it wins you the game for 9 mana. Grim Affliction is a 3-mana blue instant. Choose target creature. You may have target player sacrifice a creature, not specifically the creature you chose. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on Grim Affliction, and you lose 2 life. It's an instant.
Yeah,
it's 3 mana target creature. Target player sacrifices a creature. That's what it is. Which is like okay. It's not bad. And Finality is a 3-mana white instant. Destroy target non-artifact, non-echo creature.
Yeah. I think I'll take Call the Shaman.
Call the Shaman, 2-mana 1/2, does something. Alright.
It's his haste, that's pretty good.
Oh, giving things haste is pretty good, yeah. Witch Hunt is a 2-mana white enchantment at the beginning of your end step. If you gained 4 or more life this turn, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Not bad if you have life gain. Forge of Azmira is a colorless land. Tap, add colorless. I mean, you might be able to actually activate that artifact you drafted. There's a decent number of add colorless lands that we've seen. For generic and tap, target creature gains indestructible until end of turn. Damage and effects that say destroy don't destroy it. Not bad. And Sweep Away, a 2-mana black instant. Sweep Away deals 3 damage to target creature and 1 damage to that creature's controller. Lastly, Oran Reef Exemplar is a 2-mana 1/2 blue orc shaman. Whenever Oran Reef Exemplar attacks, create a 1/1 blue and black spirit creature token with flying. I do love that effect. For generic and blue, sacrifice a spirit, you gain 2 life. That's such a good, clean design that I really like it. Does his finality any good? Oh yeah, destroy target non-artifact, non-artifact. That's great. And then Aurochs, not very good, but it's playable. Yeah, I'll take this bottom one. I have been thinking I need to like focus on some removal, so we'll see if I end up getting enough. Precursor's Purge is a 5-mana green sorcery. Return all artifacts from your graveyard to your hand. Graveyard recursion theme. Goblin Skyskiff, a 1-mana 1/1 red goblin creature warrior thing. It has flying and it can block only creatures with flying. Guided Imagery is a 3-mana blue enchantment aura. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature has tap. This creature deals 1 damage to target player or planeswalker. And Harvester Drake, a 8-mana legendary creature Drake. It's a 4/7 with flying, and whenever Harvester Drake enters the battlefield, each opponent loses life equal to Harvester Drake's power. What are you thinking?
I like Forge of Azmira. I think that's really good, so I'm going to take
Forge
it.
of Azmira. Yeah, that is very nice. Being able to give things indestructible is scary.
Just 2 mana repeatedly? Yeah.
Yeah. Seems pretty good. Good enough. Oh, we got another color, another art card. Nicol Bolas, Sustainer of Legends, is a 4-mana red and white 2/3 legendary creature, human shaman. Believe him. It's not like he's known as the Deceiver or anything. Whenever Nicol Bolas, Sustainer of Legends, or another non-legendary creature you control dies, you gain 1 life. Clarion Enforcer is a 3-mana 2/2 black legendary creature, human rogue. Tap, target creature you control gains vigilance until end of turn. Fire Trap Weaver is a 5-mana green 2/2 insect. Whenever Fire Trap Weaver becomes blocked, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. And lastly, Stained Angel, a 3-mana 2/1 white creature angel with flying and lifelink. Tap, exile target artifact, creature, or land. Oh.
Oh no.
Yeah, I want that. Yeah, I want that. I want this one. Going blue, or is that one white? That one was white. Never mind. I don't know.
That's white, yeah.
Well, we'll see if I have my colors work. I have not been paying at all attention to like my colors, so I have no clue. Feed the Swarm is a 1-mana black sorcery. Choose 1. Create a 2/2 black zombie creature token, or sacrifice 2 black creatures. If you wanted to sacrifice your creatures. Sometimes you want to do that. I don't know. Mist Tyrant Cleric is a 5-mana 3/3 black vampire cleric. When Mist Tyrant Cleric enters the battlefield, target opponent discards a card. Fire Trap Weaver. No, that's the wrong one. Which is the new one here? Downpour Shoveler is a 2-mana 1/2 blue fish. Sacrifice Downpour Shoveler to add blue. And Benthic Infiltrator, a 1-mana artifact. Generic, tap, target creature gains flying until end of turn.
Okay, I think I'm gonna take Benthic. I'm trying to just like flying wins games. And
yeah. And you're doing like an artifact like matters deck. Like it's a cheap artifact.
Yeah, I want to get more artifacty commander.
Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna have a commander that's revolves around it, but you got some interesting cards that are revolved around it.
Yeah, it might be a sub theme.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's underneath. There we go. Red, Enduring Drake. I don't know why I said it that way. 4-mana, 3/4 red dinosaur with first strike and haste. Seems pretty good. Spelljammer, a 2-mana blue instant. Draw 2 cards, you lose 2 life. Okay, so similar to that other blue spell, but this one is lose 2 life. Solemgar's Expertise, a 2-mana blue instant. Prevent all combinations will be dealt by target creature this turn. And red Bad Huapang is a 6 mana 3/3 red Goblin Scout. Whenever Bad Huapang, did I say red? Bad. Deals damage to an opponent, that player discards a card. Not even combat damage, so that enchantment that like allows you to ping. There's stuff there. All right, I've been meaning to re-look at this big pile for a while. So let's see. Primal Storm is really good. Dungeon Map is interesting. High Alpine could be relevant if you're learning those colors. A Grim Affliction. Target player sack a creature. Okay. Sweep Away, 2 mana, deals 3 damage. Guided Imagery. Oh, that's the one I was talking about. 3 mana, enchant creature. Enchant creature has tap. This creature deals 1 damage. Downpour Shoveler. Sack to add blue. And Fire Tramp Weaver. Becomes blocked, gets +2/+2. Not great. Slumber's Expertise, prevent all combat damage. Is there anything more competing with that? I don't think so. At the beginning of your end step, you gain 4 more life this turn. Seems like a pretty steep hill. I think that Enduring Drake is also really good. Just a 4 mana 3/4 with first strike and haste seems great. But I'm gonna take this big one. I feel like I'll regret it if I wait too much longer. Come on. There we go. We got another art card.
Yeah.
Tuskrock is a 5 mana 4/3 green. Oof. When Tuskrock enters the battlefield, create a 3/3 green. Oof. Creature token.
Oof.
Defiant Effort is a 5 mana white sorcery. Target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. Create X 1/1 white soldier creature tokens with lifelink, where X is that creature's power.
Those colors.
It's pretty good. Sudden Death is a 3 mana red enchantment aura. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has first strike. Ignite the Future, 3 mana red instant. Choose one. Create 3 1/1s. Create target creature gets +1/+0. Create a 3/3 red elemental creature token with haste. It's me, isn't it? No, I just let you go.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna take these two. They both seem pretty nice red cards.
Yeah, they do seem really nice. Those are the bottom ones there. Oh, we got some tearing going on here. Herald of Forgotten Colors is a 2 mana colorless artifact. Tap, add colorless. 1 in tap. Create a 1/1 colorless construct artifact creature token with lifelink. Wow. Oramonk Collarbreaker, a 6 mana 4/4 red minotaur. Other white creatures get +1/+1. Aki Brooding Paladin, a 5 mana 2/2 white legendary creature human soldier. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Aki Brooding Paladin gets +1/+1 until end of turn. And Stream of Consciousness, a 2 mana green instant. Target player reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. Let's see. I don't know if I'm gonna have many white creatures, but that could be pretty good. This one seems rad though. Those could actually go together. Is interesting.
Yeah.
And then Herald of Forgotten Colors makes a 1/1 consistently. Tuskrock, actually the extra body is pretty good. Enduring Drake I quite like. Spelljammers, drawing cards, that's always good. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this second pile here.
Mm-hmm.
Feroc, Heart of the Morns is a 5 mana green and blue 3/5 legendary creature dragon. It has flying, and for green and blue, create a 2/2 green insect creature token with flying named Feroc, Heart of the Morns.
So it's okay as long as the token doesn't become legendary.
That's correct.
Yeah.
I mean, it just makes infinite 2/2s if you have the mana. Sarah Straw, Warden of the Wilds. Be still my beating heart. Is a 3-mana red and green 2/2 legendary creature boar with reach, and whenever you cast a spell, create a 1/1 green boar creature token with trample. I regret not drawing Sarasra every day. Charred Visage is a 4-mana colorless artifact. Charred Visage enters the battlefield tapped. Add black or red. And Sword of Body and Mind is a 3-mana 2/1 red creature beast. 4 red, Sword of Body and Mind deals 2 damage to target creature you control. So again, an Enrage activator, not an Enrage payoff. Did you just pick or did I? I think
I just picked.
I think you really? What'd you pick up?
No. I picked up a active feature. No. Okay, yeah, I didn't.
I think I picked up this one here, right?
Yeah. This is mine to pick. Yeah.
Cool. You got some good options too.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the top.
That seems pretty good. Seems pretty good. All right. Come on, something good to go with Sarasra. I don't even know if I can use Sarasra. I don't know if my draft pool is relevant to that at all, but Spire Swoop Hound is a 4-mana red 3/3 Phyrexian dog. When Spire Swoop Hound dies, exile target card from an opponent's graveyard. Heliod's Intervention is a 7-mana white 0/0 legendary creature angel with flying and trample. It enters the battlefield with X when counters on it, where X is the number of basic land types among lands you control. So, like, 3 maybe. Chalice of Life is a 2-mana white sorcery. You gain 2 life. And Doom Thieves Hideout is a 4-mana black sorcery devoid. Draw 2 cards. So, that's pretty expensive. Sword of Body and Mind is cool if you have Enrage payoff, which I don't think I do yet. Target player reveals their hand. Discard is nice, I guess. Chalice of Life. Gain 2 life. That's it. Aki Brooding Paladin is a something. Gives him first draw. Sudden Death looks really good, actually. I don't know what the going rate for this effect would be in real Magic, but in Limited, it feels nice. But Sarasra, I don't even know if I can do anything with red-green. Am I in red-green, or am I just in red? Green. Doesn't mean these cards are good, necessarily. I don't think I can pass up the opportunity to take Sarasra. She's just so cool. Look at her. Alright. This card's underneath everything. Dang it. It's fine. Red, Thrashing Scorpion. A 6-mana 5/4 red beast. Whenever Thrashing Scorpion blocks a creature, Thrashing Scorpion gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Blocks a creature. Oh, okay, cool. Strong blocker. They're a 7/4 when blocking. Cool. Human Pilgrim is a 5-mana 2/3 white human creature. Human Cleric, sorry. Whenever Human Pilgrim enters the battlefield, exile target card from a graveyard. Squadron Stalker is a 3-mana 2/2 white human scout with flying. Squadron Stalker attacks each combat if able. It's pretty good, actually. And Rematch, a 4-mana white sorcery. Target player discards 2 cards. Decent amount of discard in the set. I don't think there's any, like, payoff or anything. It's just, the payoff is that you made your opponent discard. So, what you got?
Let's see. I think I'll take okay. I'm gonna draw 2 cards. Is that good? Probably not. Nothing really. Maybe I should take draft.
I don't know. Are you just not gonna do white? Because I think Squadron Stocks is really good.
Yeah.
I think Sudden Death is really good too. I think I would 100% am taking this next time unless something really big gets.
Yeah, I think I actually take this. Yeah, Sudden Death is good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sudden Death looks really good. Again, if you actually have insights on like what you think that would go with in like what that effect would go for in real Magic, I'd be really curious.
Free mana +1 and first strike type creature.
Yeah. Kenra Devastator is a 5-mana black 4/4 dwarf. For generic and black, destroy target tapped. Holy crap! For 2 generic and a black, Kenra Devastator gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Okay. Jaraga Wind Riders is a 4-mana 3/3 Aurochs for generic and black. Target creature you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. It's 2 at a time. Buffing. Very good. Apex Acrobat is a 3-mana colorless 2/2 artifact creature construct. It has flying and protection from creatures your opponents control. That's pretty good. It's a pretty good card right there.
Yeah.
And Blossoming Angel is a 5-mana 2/5 Phyrexian Angel. It has flying, and for 3 mana and tap, you gain 2 life. I really like Apex Acrobat, but you know what I like more? Being able to blow things up for free. Not for free, but like repeatedly. I'm going to take this top pile.
Yeah.
I'm really scared of you having that, and I'm also really scared of you having all the cards you have, basically. Basically all of them.
Wow.
Selesnya Conspiracy is a 3-mana red enchantment. Whenever you cast a red spell, you may put a loyalty counter on Selesnya Conspiracy. For 4 mana, exile target red permanent. Forced Harvest. Oh, I love this one, actually. This one's really cool. Forced Harvest is a 2-mana green 3/1 Aurochs. At the beginning of each upkeep, create a food token. I'll have to double-check what food cards are, because it doesn't have reminder text for them, but that's a predefined token that Magic already uses, so it's not like it's an issue that it doesn't have reminder text. Ghost Form is a 1-mana blue enchantment aura, enchant creature. Enchanted creature has base power and toughness 0/1 and loses all abilities and powers of that creature. Tandem Affliction is a 3-mana red enchantment aura. Enchanted creature gets -4/-0 and is a black zombie in addition to its other colors and types. And that's all of the cards. So we're just going to draft back and forth till these piles are gone. What do you got?
Wait, it's your turn, right?
I don't think so. I just picked up Kenra Devastator, a 5-mana 4/4 dwarf.
We picked up Apex Acrobat. What am I talking about? Yeah, Apex Acrobat a million times.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So I think I might take Forced Harvest, but I gotta double check that I don't need this Tandem Affliction pile. Blossoming Angel is a 5-mana 2/5 flyer. Rematch gives a discard. Doom Thieves Hideout is drawing 2 cards. Sword of Body and Mind is 3-mana 2/1, dealing damage to a target creature you control. And Stream of Consciousness is discard as well. Yes, I'm going to take Jaraga Wind Rider, Forest Harvest, and Human Pilgrim. I don't know what that was, but sure. Continue.
I think I'll take I think you're in red.
I don't know what I'm in, honestly. I'm gonna have fun deck building.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm playing yet here. I'm gonna take all these cards. Playing there, like.
Yeah, sure. And then that means I get Selesnya Conspiracy.
Oh, maybe I should say that because it's I don't think you'll be in red, so I don't think you'll. We'll see.
So, I got 61 cards, and you got 59 cards. I'm always impressed with how even the draft is in a Winchester.
Yeah,
it's really good. All right, we'll see you after deck building. Well, that brings us to the end of this portion. That was the drafting and the deck building. Next, we will be playing with these decks. See you then. Hello and welcome back. We are going to be playing Commander Legends, kind of, not really. This is AI Generated Magic using Urza's AI. I am DarcyBits, with me today is B, and we have generated just the draft packs for a Commander Draft style game, where each draft pack is based off of an actual randomly generated draft pack using MTG Gen from Commander Legends, taking those mana costs, card types, feeding them into Urza's AI, coming up with new cards, and then drafting them in a Winchester Draft. We have done all of that already, and it's time to actually play. For me, I am going to be playing Kal Sisma, Dire Avenger, a 3-mana 2/2 red legendary creature Aurochs with generic and red creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. So I want to go wide, baby. And I'm going to be using the Lackey Wblbrg. Wblbrg is not an AI generated card. I designed this card. It is a 2-mana colorless 1/4 legendary creature homunculus, which takes the role of the Prismatic Piper in our set, just because we do not have a equivalent for that with the AI magic. That is what I'm playing, and Wblbrg reads that I have to choose 1 or 2 colors before the game begins. I'm going to be choosing white and black. So I'm playing 3 colors. That is red from Kal Sisma, white and black from Wblbrg. B, who is your commander, and what are you playing?
I also play Wblbrg. So we're both gonna have like
Please read your card.
Oh, I'm sorry. Fair Karamons is they're mostly here with the colors. Really, they're not really a synergy card, but
Sure.
they're 5 mana 3/5 with flying.
Okay.
And for 2 mana, they can make 2/2s that have its name for some reason.
That sounds great. I mean, just infinite 2/2s if you have the mana.
No, it's great.
Seems pretty good.
Thinking, so how's
So
this gonna work?
You've got 2 colors, a green and a blue from Farrak, which means you only need to take 1 color. In fact, you can only take 1 color for Wblbrg, because Wblbrg requires you to have 3 or fewer unique colors among their color identities. I guess technically, if you wanted to, you could have this be like blue and red or something, and it would still be only 3 unique colors. But yeah. I don't know if you have if you had like a payoff for that, you could do it. Like if you had a card that cares about white creatures you control or something, and you're like, I want this to be white, but also that was a bad example because this is green and blue. You get my point though. The color might be relevant. Yeah, or being multicolor might be relevant or whatever. Anyway, but what colors are you naming?
Naming red.
Naming red. Very good.
So you're gonna draw 1 card at the end of at the beginning of my end step, and I'm gonna draw 2 cards at the beginning of your end step.
Yes. So Wblbrg is a risk to play. It is at the beginning of your end step. If Wblbrg is in your command zone, each opponent may draw a card for each of Wblbrg's colors. So my Wblbrg has 2 colors. B's Wblbrg has 1 color. So we're going to see how this goes.
Yeah.
The important thing is that it's as long as they are in your command zone. If I play Wblbrg, that tax goes away, that cost goes away, that burden goes away. Until they return to the command zone, and Wblbrg has a line of text that requires you to put them back in their the command zone. So, something to be aware of. You can't leave them in the graveyard when they die. We haven't drawn cards or hands or rolled off yet, so let's do that. I'm gonna roll. I got a 5. And I'm gonna shuffle my deck.
I got 12. I did do better.
You did do better. Congratulations. All right.
7.
So it's important to point out that we did a silly thing and made all of the lands basically indistinguishable from the rest of the cards in the set. You might have noticed on my cards and on Wblbrg, my commanders, there's art, and that's art I drew. That's not AI-generated art. There's no AI-generated art in the set. And as such, these lands just look like any other card, so distinguishing which ones are lands and which ones aren't is less of a, simple task as far as at a glance.
Maybe you could maybe next thing you can draw like a tree or something, or
Yeah, if I did original art for each of them, that would have been really cool. I didn't. It was sort of an afterthought. Is this gonna be good enough? Is my real question, and I think the
this is
answer.
a one layer, so or
the
you
answer
three
is yeah.
mulligans, or
Huh. I guess you do. Yeah, you get a free mulligan. In that case, I'll take mine as well. I wasn't going to, but since it's free, I didn't think about that. We are playing Commander. Okay. Oh, that's a very different hand. Wow. Yeah, I'll keep it. Very different hand, but that's what happens when you play 3 colors, I guess.
Yeah, I'll keep this. Yeah.
All right. Very, very cool. Well, with that, B, you rolled the high. Would you like to go first? Hey, that didn't work. Get out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna play a mountain.
Great. Mountain.
Mountain.
Not the largest of this range of worlds that inhabit the mountains of strength. The mountains of time remain stubbornly silent and unconcerned.
Wow. And I'm gonna play Benthic Infiltrator.
Benthic Infiltrator is a 1-mana colorless artifact. For 1 and tap, target creature gains fly until end of turn. Well, it's not a creature, so that's nice. Alright.
Oh, and on my end step, draw a card.
Thank you. I will do so. I appreciate the card draw. Wow. Dang, this is gonna be... I'm gonna discard on... because it passes to me, and then I also draw a card. If I mentioned I never play tested these cards.
I mean, this is what this is.
Well, that's true. These are AI generated for the most part anyway, so it kind of wouldn't matter if I had play tested them. I'm going to play a Plains, but of course what I meant was Wblbrg, which has not been play tested. Anyway, Plains, yes, to hunt, feed, and amuse, to travel the plains and rivers, to greet the dawn. I play a Plains, and I have no 1-cost plays. If you're looking briefly at the screen and wondering what are you talking about, that clearly is a 1-cost card. All of the lands do have mana symbols because it was the only way to make them render properly. So unfortunately, if I wanted to, I could have given this like infinity and a 1 red. Maybe that would have been better to like distinguish it as something separate, because infinity is a icon that you can put. It's a symbol that Magic cards can render. Anyway, I think I just will pass, and I will discard. You will get to draw 2 at my end step.
Alright, I guess I'm also gonna discard because I'm gonna draw...
Yeah, let's get to the good bit.
Oh.
I'm gonna get rid of... How many lands do I have here? 1, 2, 3... No, I don't want to get rid of the land.
Alright, I'm gonna play Island.
Yeah, I'll get rid of my big thing against my better judgment. I discard Lord of Light, a 7-mana 5/4 angel.
So the other round of cards I had 6 at the
You played
start.
an island?
Yeah.
The shapes of things have no defined boundaries. Definite boundaries, sorry. They have only vague, shifting outlines. That's an island for you. This is gonna be a weird game.
Wait, sorry. So yeah.
On my end step, you may draw 2, and then you would draw for your own turn as well.
Yeah. So I should have had 8 at the start, right? I had 5 before, so yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So and then I'm gonna tap these 2 to play Echo Scepter.
Echo Scepter is a 2-mana colorless artifact. Tap, target player gains 1 life. Okay.
I'll do it right now, even.
Great.
I could do it later, but I think I don't want to leave you in suspense.
Worth pointing out, we are starting at 25 life. Because it is a 2-player game, we thought it'd be more reasonable to go with brawl life totals.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, well, I will choose to draw at the end of your turn. Oh, you should also discard, I assume, or no? Did you play enough? Oh, you did.
I did, yeah.
Yeah,
so
you didn't draw at the beginning
2.
of your first turn, and then you draw 2. Yeah, that checks out. Yeah. All right, great. So I will draw at the end of your turn, and then I will draw as well at the start of my turn. And, ooh, very good. Okay, I will play... What's this do? Okay. I'm going to play a swamp appropriately, and I will tap the plains and the swamp to play Wblbrg, who does not cost white and black, but is white and black. Yes, so again, as we've said previously, Wblbrg is a 2-cost 1/4, and that's it other than their type fixing and card draw effects that we've already seen. They're a homunculus if that matters, but I just thought homunculus would make a really good lackey creature because I love them. They're great.
Yeah, they are really good. Alright, so I don't draw any cards.
You won't when I pass my turn. I think I do pass my turn because I have no other mana, and yeah, I will need to discard down. So go ahead and start if you wish, or you may wait for me to finish discarding.
I'll untap and draw.
As is your right. I think I'll discard a plains. Hope I don't regret that later. Go ahead.
I'm gonna play a forest.
Mm-hmm. Forests.
And then I'll have all
in some cultures, trees have spirits too. In other cultures, they don't. Which reminds me, I didn't read the flavor text for swamp, which is, to begin, make a wish, and fill the mind with imagery of infinite bliss. Then set that image down, forget it, and return to the rest of your world.
I'm gonna...
You can also play Wblbrg?
Yeah, actually. And then I'm gonna... have target play again, like, it'll be me.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Wblbrg is intended to be like, you can play them, and they have decent toughness. They probably aren't going to die immediately. And they can actually block. But also, if you block, you're opening them up to the risk of, like, a pump spell killing them, right? Like, it's intended as design. I quite like them. I quite like the design. I don't know if there's the right stats, but I like them. Because if I had more room, I would give it Defender, honestly. But there's no room on this card.
Maybe you can be 1 free. 1/4 seems a little bit high, but it's not like it benefits you to play them if you're not using color part of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. I will untap. I will draw. I will not draw on your end step because of the aforementioned stuff. And I will play a mountain. Look at that. Natural. I guess you also got yours. Whatever. It's more impressive when I do it. All right, what do we have here? That card's pretty good. I think that'll do me well. That card is fine. I think it'll do me fine. This card, what's this do? Wow. Do I do that? What do you got, like a 1/4? Yeah, alright. Screw it. You know what? Wblbrg's my commander, and I love them, and I won't have anyone say anything bad about them. I'm going to tap 3, and I'm going to play Might of the Nothrus. Might of the Nothrus is a 3-mana white enchantment aura. Enchanted creature gets +1/+2 as long as it's attacking. Whenever enchanted creature blocks or becomes blocked, defending player sacrifices a creature. Don't block my 2/6.
Are we counting commander damage actually this game?
Yeah, I guess we are. I hadn't thought about it, but yeah, well, why wouldn't we?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna attack you for 2.
Alright.
This might have been a bad idea now that I think about it, but oh well. Would you like to block?
I don't want to sacrifice a creature, so no.
Yeah, I figured you wouldn't. Alright. So yeah, take 2, and I believe I marked the commander damage having been done to you the way this is set up, so. 2 commander damage has been marked against my blue opponent, if you are looking at the thing. Alright, and that's my whole turn. I am at 6 cards in hand. I pass.
Okay, I'll untap and draw. Ooh, that's a nice card. I'm gonna play an island though.
Great.
And let's see, what's this?
I don't think this was the right play, to be honest. Just to be clear. But I did find it funny. I think I should have played this one for everyone watching. Anyway, what do you got?
I'm gonna play. I'm gonna tap 1, 2, 3, 4.
4? That's so many.
And I'm gonna play Frozen Maw.
Frozen Maw is a 4-mana 3/4 fish with menace. Whenever it attacks, it gets a +1/+1 until end of turn. Great.
And with I don't think I'm gonna block with Wblbrg, so he's going to attack with.
Fair enough. I will take 1 and go to 24. And you can mark 1 commander damage on your little thing. This should be a thing there. Each commander is marked individually on the partner, so you can see that you want to be marking it on the Wblbrg side of your partner thing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Because they don't combine commander damage.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't realize.
Mm-hmm. Great. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Great. I will untap. I will draw. I will... So far, I don't have any need for double, but I will play a... Well, I guess it's a question of, like... No. I'll play a Swamp.
Mm-hmm.
I, too, have 4 mana, potentially. So you have a 3/4 with Menace that, when it attacks, will be a 4/5. Well, I can't really stop that very well now, can I? I do like this, but I don't need it now. I need it like next turn, which means I need as big a body as I can muster, I think. So I will tap 3, leaving a black mana open, and I will play Crawl Giant. Interesting how we haven't played our commanders yet. Oh well. Look, my commander's going to come down and buff my whole board. I need to get a board first. It's fine. Crawl Giant is a 3-mana 3/3 giant with vigilance and fire breathing.
Oh,
spend
also,
red, +1/+0.
In response, I will gain 1 life.
Oh, sure. Yeah, great. I'm glad you did that. I'm going to attack you in my combat step with Wblbrg for 2. Do you block?
I think I actually do. I'm going to block with this.
Okay, what are you going to sacrifice?
It's a free... Oh, sorry, it needs extra stuff. Yeah.
It is.
I'll take it.
It's getting +1/+2, so it is a 2/6 right now.
2/6, yeah. So I'll take.
Look, I gotta protect Wblbrg. I don't want you drawing cards.
Yeah, so I'll. Oh, I think I forgot to mark regular damage last turn also. So,
well,
so I'm at 24 right now, and I have 2 commander damage. 2 more commander damage.
Okay, I will mark. So no. I'm marking the damage I'm doing to you. You're marking the damage you've done to me.
Yeah. Just like you know.
Okay, good. So I have marked 4 damage against you. You've marked 1 damage against me. Blah 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 blah. Bookkeeping. Yeah. I move to my second main. I don't have a declaration, and I will pass. And now I have a blocker that's a 3/3 with vigilance and fire breathing.
Okay, I'll untap.
Which, I mean, I know you have menace, but, you know, conceptually.
And I will draw. Okay, do I have any more lands? I do. Okay, so I'll play a forest.
Mm-hmm. I need more mountains. I can't fire breathe without any mountains.
Yeah, let's see. I'm
feeling like I'm in a good spot.
Do I go commander? I think I do. I'm going to.
Ooh, yeah, your commander is 5 mana, and they're green and blue, and a 3/5, and they fly. A lot of stuff that I don't really have a good way of dealing with right now.
Yeah, I'm going to put this out, and then I'm going to attack a Frozen Maw. It says menace, but you can't block that.
I can't block it, and it gets +1/+1, so I will take 4.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll also attack with Wblbrg.
Oh.
And doing a commander damage to you.
Well, no, I'll block Wblbrg.
Oh wait, no.
It won't die, but I'll block it.
Oh. Yeah, in that case, I won't.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
That's a little bit against the rules, but like...
I'm fine with it. You forgot I had this giant. Like, of course I'm going to block it.
Yeah.
I'm going to...
okay.
Yeah. So, you're attacking with the Frozen Maw. It's 4 damage. I will go down to 20.
Yeah.
Very good. 20. Anything else?
No, that's it.
So your blockers are a 3/5.
Oh, on my against I'll give 1 life.
Oh, great. Great. I'm going to untap and draw.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to play, I think it is a mountain, because I need that. I need that fire breathing. And I guess I'll move to combat. Do I want to move to combat? Because if I attack right now, I have 2 fire breathing open, which means I could pump mine to 5 and kill your Ferox if you decide to block with it. Or your Wblbrg, which is exciting, both of those things. I like the idea of both of those. The question is, would I rather do something else? Like, you're not gonna block me, because I could pump it +2.
That's true.
Alright, screw it, this is funny, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna play Defiant Effort.
What's that?
Defiant Effort is a 5 mana sorcery. So I'm gonna tap all my lands. And it is a target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. Create X 1/1 white soldier creature tokens with lifelink, where X is that creature's power.
Okay.
So I could target Wblbrg and make them into a 4 big thing, but I'm actually going to target my Crawl Giant so that I'm going to make 6 1/1s.
That's pretty good.
And we will use basic planes to represent that. These, of course, being real magic planes as our tokens, to be distinguished from our AI magic planes. Anyway, I think I'm just going to use 6 of them. I'm not going to bother with making it die. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, 5. I mean, they might not all attack. Yeah, that makes sense.
True, and as we're pointing out, they have lifelink.
Okay, gotcha.
And if I had more red, I could have also fire breathed to make that bigger, but I didn't. I'm going to move to combat and attack with both of these. So this is a 6/6 with vigilance, so it doesn't tap, and this is a 2/6, where if you block it, whenever enchanted creature becomes blocks or becomes blocked, defending player sacrifices a creature. Which is worth pointing out that if I block, I have to sacrifice a creature because I'd be the defending player in that scenario, which is great. So no, they're sort of required to be the attacker.
I will take 2 more commander damage, and it's a total of
you're up to 6.
8. Okay, so I go down to.
You're not gonna no blocks.
17.
Because you can block the Crawl Giant. Okay. Yeah, take the 8.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty good.
Untapped, I will draw.
I will, in fact, pass like you're expecting.
Oh, sorry.
And now you make a huge wall of 2/2s or whatever they are. Yeah.
I
guess you can only make
life
2
now.
2/2s. But
Before I forget.
Scary stuff. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay.
I haven't drawn any black cards. They're in the deck, I promise you. This deck, however, I kind of ended up with 30 playables out of a 60-card deck, so there's a few, I pushed it a little bit so it wasn't just half lands, but it's pretty close. It's 28 lands or something, maybe 27. So, what'd you play? You just did something with it.
That's alright. I'm gonna play Frilled Grub.
I love that card. Frilled Grub is a 2-mana 2/1. It's an artifact creature goblin. Sacrifice Frilled Grub, regenerate target creature. What a cute little decoy. Right. You can chump block with it and regenerate something else that chump blocked. Ah, beautiful.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna make so that's gonna use that's in a forest, I guess, and then I gotta use a. And then I just hold up the rest. I'm going to attack with both of these. It says menace. This is flying.
Well, I do have all these 1/1s.
Yeah, that is known.
Okay, just making sure. I also have this vigilance creature.
Oh, let's see.
So I've got 9 worth of power and toughness right now.
Yeah, but I can't. Okay, you can't fire breathe. That's fine.
I can't fire breathe.
Yeah. So this is a 4/5. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So 4/5 minutes. So go. So have at it.
Let's see. You do have mana open. You might be expecting to do something so that I lose all my stuff, but your guy doesn't. I don't know. I don't remember the draft well enough to know if you have any, like, increased toughness sort of style spells. I don't remember that being the thing. I'm going to block Frozen Maw with all 6 of my soldiers.
Okay, so 4 of them will die, and this will die, but before death, I will sacrifice full grudge regenerated.
Oh, yeah, I guess I should have expected that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's my bad.
I mean, I guess you could take that back if you.
No, I think I'm okay with that. You're gonna have to use it later anyway, right?
Yeah. So I got rid of 4 of them. That's for 1 creature. I think that's fine for me.
Yeah, and I will take an additional 3 damage.
As commander damage from my other commander.
You gotta mark it. That's on you.
Oh yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Great.
And I will. What the heck? I'll just spend these 2 to make 2 2/2s with flying.
Yeah, might as well. You're gonna use green? Great. Forests are your 2/2s. They have flying?
Yeah, and they're just green, not blue.
And they are named Feroc, Heart of the Morns, which is important, but probably isn't important.
If they somehow get you lynching, I don't think we saw things that did that, but yeah.
No. Well, it would be important if you had, like, a mirror box, I think, right? Because the mirror box is, like, things with the same name get +1/+1 for each thing with that name. Like, names do matter in Magic is the important part, even if they don't matter in this specific subset of cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, great. Pass?
Yeah, pass.
Great. I will untap. I will draw. I will look at what this card does. What? Oh, yeah, this one's bad and just in the deck for padding. Okay. Excellent. Very cool. I'm into it. I mean, removing all those 1/1s is a big deal, because I wanted them, obviously, so I could pump them with my commander, right? Because my commander is a all creatures you control style effect. Well, I don't think I have... Yeah, I'm going to play a Plains, which I guess I'll have to move my swamps over to do. There we go. 6 mana.
Six mana.
Alright, so if I played my commander for 3... I could then have 2 left to bump everybody, but it's generic and red to fire breathe my team, whereas Crawl Giant is red to fire breathe themselves, and that I don't have that much red mana. So that's an issue. Yeah. I think I'm just going to move to combat. Let me just see how much stuff you have. You've got a 1/4, an artifact that can make something fly, which I guess you can't afford, but, you know, theoretically, and 2 2/2s. Interesting. So if you double block Crawl Giant, you can kill Crawl Giant, but that's it. Okay. I'm going to attack with everything. Crawl Giant, it has Vigilance, but everything else it taps. I kind of forgot. My soldiers here had lifelink, so I would have actually gained 4 last turn. I forgot to do that. Or I gained, do I gain 6 because they all hit you? Yes, I gained 6. No, I gained 5. Because 6 blocked, but only 5 of them dealt damage to you, right?
Yeah. And then
1,
I mean, that's
2,
correct.
3, 4, 5. Sorry, I knew there was something.
And And I will block 1 to 1/1s with Wblbrg.
Sorry, so you're putting 2 on this one, and this, okay. Great, I'm going to cast an instance. So first of all, just before I do anything, Crawl Giant does have fire breathing. I can kill both of these. That's okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Okay, so my question becomes, do I want to actually just do that? Or do I want to push it further? I got 6 mana. What else can I do with this mana? I would really like to get, like, my commander on the field. Why not both? I'm going to tap 1 of each color to play Primal Storm, which is a 3 mana instant. Creatures you control get +2/+2 until +2/+0 until end of turn. You may choose new targets for those creatures. I don't think that means anything.
Yeah, me neither.
Maybe I could switch targets from, like, your Planeswalker to your face or something. I don't think so. I think that just means nothing. Anyway, so this thing is now a 5.
It only makes this guy a free 1.
Yeah, it's not enough to actually take out your Wblbrg, unfortunately, but I will be doing an additional, like, 4 damage to your face.
I'll take 4.
Yeah.
Go down to. Oops.
And your forests will die. Your flying Ferox Heart of the Morns is.
And the 14. Yeah, they will die. Yes.
So yeah, total that is 6 damage from my soldiers and Wblbrg.
Oh really? Yeah. So
because Wblbrg is a 2 getting +2, and then 2 + 2 is 4. 1 + 2 is 3, so it's 7 damage. My mistake.
Okay, so we go down to if they beat 4, go down to 11.
And I'm gonna do an additional 4 commander damage to you, so you're up to 10 commander damage.
Okay, that's fine,
additionally, both my soldiers here have lifelink, so I'm gonna heal 6.
And this will go back into Kansas, so you'll draw 1 end of turn.
Sorry, no, that doesn't die.
Yeah, no.
I'm only hitting you for 3. I'm only hitting you for 3, but I do get to heal extra because of the Primal Storm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's relevant.
All right.
And my Crawl Giant does die, however.
And also one of your 1/1s.
And this one dies. Yes. Great. We move to my second main, in which I have 3 mana open. I'm gonna tap it. Not that one. To play Karl Sisma, Dire Avenger.
Okay.
May I get the tusk, please? That's what it's for, isn't it? I don't know what that means. But the important thing is, my commander is here, and they saw all the people you killed, and they are ready for some vengeance. Like only a Dire Avenger can. I passed the turn.
Okay. I'll untap. I'll draw. Oh, also you draw, don't forget.
Why?
I'm gonna play that because shoot.
So first of all, you it didn't return to your command zone. Second of all, you the draw happens if you the person who has it in your command zone ends your turn. So you always have, if you block with it and it dies, you always have a chance to play it again before the burden happens. That is an intentional design.
Yeah, I'll gain a life.
Great.
And actually, I'm going to.
I have no idea what your life total's at. I should probably check, shouldn't I? You're at 12. Cool.
During time, so because they're scary.
Sorry, what did you do?
I'm gonna trap them in time.
Trapped in Time is a 3 mana blue enchant creature. Can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. This is an activated ability! How dare you!
Yeah.
Well,
in a way, aren't we all trapped in time on linear? I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so deep. I know, right?
No, this is really brutal. I don't have any enchant removal in my deck, and I hope I can sacrifice them, I guess. You just, like, completely negated my commander. Alright, cool. It's fine. Yeah, if this just, like, made it so they couldn't attack or block, that'd be one thing, but I can't, like, all they have is an activated ability. That's, like, really, really poignant. Anyway, cool.
It's poignant the word you meant? I don't know, yeah.
It's the one I meant. I don't know if it is correct.
That's fair. Let's see. And then I have 4 left.
I think
We
it's
can't do
plenty, though.
4.
Well, you can always make more tutus.
Yeah, I'll make more tutus.
If only they were trapped in time.
Wow.
Wow.
Can't believe you want my commander to be trapped in time.
I'm just saying, you're getting a lot of tutus out of your commander already. Good job.
Yeah.
They seem pretty good. They seem pretty
good. And I gotta get moving, so I'm going to swing with the team except for the summoning sick ones.
Great. So that is a 4/5 with menace.
Yeah.
A 3/3 with flying, and a 1/4.
Yeah.
So 4, 7, 8. Yeah, I'll take 8.
Yes.
I go to 20 life from 28.
And then let's see, that's 3 command damage and 1 commander damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okie doke. Yeah, it's my turn.
Don't look so worried. I just stopped time to make it stop hurting you. Yeah. It didn't even start hurting you. Anyway, you pass?
Yeah, I pass.
Great. I will untap and I will draw. What's this? Huh. What's this do? This is just a body. This is just like a subpar body. Sometimes that's what you need. Honestly, sometimes that's what you need. All right, how much mana do I have? Do I have any lands? No, I'm out of lands. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's that much of that. My commander isn't even dead, so I can't replay them. This could be useful. How much health are you at, too? You're 12?
12, yeah. 10 command damage from your boy.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess technically, if I did 11 damage with them, then you'd die from commander damage before you died from the other thing. But
yeah,
whatever. I don't want to attack with my planes. If you blocked with both of these, wouldn't be that bad. Like, what's interesting about Might of Nathrus is that if you chump block, you just sacrifice the creature that was blocking them anyway, and it does nothing.
Yeah.
It's irrelevant, which is interesting.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Now that you have chump blockers, right?
Yeah.
How much land do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Is that better? Or is that... I can't really tell. I don't think it's interesting, but I think it is the right play. I'm going to tap 3 to play Finality. Finality is a 3-mana white instant. Destroy target non-artifact and non-echo creature. I'm going to destroy your Ferox. I considered holding this up and killing, moving to your end step, killing your Wblbrg. But, they're not doing that much damage, and I don't think I care that much about a single card draw. Now, if, they had 2 colors, that might be different, but, Anyway. So yeah, the Finality, they're dead. It's the most direct and to the point kill spell. The end. And that gives me 3 left, with which I will spend... I'll move to combat. I can't really deal with these 2, and this can't attack, but I will attack with my Wblbrg. They are a 2, 6. Great. When this is blocked, you must sacrifice a creature.
Yeah, so I'll sacrifice this.
Great. And then when we move in my second main, I will actually spend 2 to play Dead Spitter Mirror. Dead Spitter Mirror is a 2-mana 2/2. It's an artifact creature, so it could not be targeted by finality. And for 3, gets haste. For 1, gets flying. So I can block flyers with this. This is sneaky blocking flyers. Don't say I didn't warn you. Pass.
Alright, cool. I'll try to remember. On tap. I'll draw. Okay.
Running out of cards in hand. I was really... I think I needed to get rid of that token generator. It was too much. Make sure you mark your attacks, of course.
Oh, yeah. Thinking. Yeah, look at this going. I'm gonna tap 1, 2, 3... Oops. 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay.
And I'm gonna play Calibrisk.
That doesn't sound good. Calibrisk is a 7-mana 3/5 artifact creature construct. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may return target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. Oh yeah, this one. You were like excited when you saw this. I think this looks awful.
I might have missed that it goes into your hand.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 7 mana is a lot. Oh, it could win you the game, right? That's the thing, is that limited is very different than constructed, right? Like, you just end up running out of steam and being like, I'm glad I can spend 7 mana on this thing. Instead of leaving 5 mana open every turn, because all I'm doing is drawing a land, right? Or whatever. Drawing a 2-drop or whatever, yeah.
Let's see. And then I'm going to attack. I'm going to attack with just the 4/5 menace.
4/5 menace, because when it attacks, it gets +1/+1. I can block with 2 things. And that's 3 total damage. So my stuff dies. Your thing doesn't. I think I'll let the 3 do through. I'm doing pretty okay on health.
Yeah, speaking of that,
it's 4 through. Sorry, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You pumping it?
I'm gonna. No, I'm gonna gain 1 life.
Oh, great. And this forest is real, right? This one's real?
Yeah, this one's real. Yeah,
you gotta
the ones
keep
that
it with
are
your
real
stuff, because you have things
second.
over here which are like not that far away, honestly.
I mean, I could move them back.
I get that you're trying to like keep your creatures together and your artifacts together, and I do appreciate that divide, but they're also like off to they're not like in the center of your board, so it's a little bit confusing. You good?
I'm good.
All right, I am going to untap. So you have your Frilled Grub in your graveyard. That is an artifact. So that's pretty strong.
Yeah.
How much health do you have? 13?
I have 13. Can you kill me?
I don't think I can.
I do have 2 blockers.
Yeah. So if I do that... This is a 3/5. This is a 1/4. So my stuff just dies. Plus, as we've established, if you want to, you can just chump block Wblbrg and then sacrifice the forest. Or actually, they're a what, 2/6 right now. So 3, 4, 5. It would be if you triple blocked, you could actually do it. Interesting. That is frustrating. What a cool card that I don't think is actually going to be useful to me. Which am I more interested in? All right, I will... If I move to combat, do I have any attacks here? I think I need to be aggressive, but also... I'm going to spend 1 to give Dead Spitter Mirror flying.
Okay.
And then I'm
2/2.
going to attack like so. Again, this enchantment's still here. So you could triple block Wblbrg. That's a thing you could do. Oh, no, you couldn't, because you have to sacrifice something. I'm sorry, I'm completely wrong. You can't.
I mean, I can sacrifice this technically.
Oh yeah.
Could I? Do I do that actually? How much mana do you have? You have a ton of mana up.
I have a lot of mana up.
Yeah, something not. I'm just going to block the 2/2 with this.
Okay.
Let me just check. Yeah, command damage is fine. Yeah, I will just block with this 2/2 without 2/2, which is fine.
Okay. I have no response. I can't believe you just. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So forest and not forest. It's a Ferox Heart of the Morns. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
It dies, and Dead Spitter Mirror also will die. And Wblbrg will do 2 damage to your face, and I will mark another 2 commander damage. You are up to 12 commander damage from Wblbrg.
Okay.
Moving into my second main. You've got a 1/4, yeah, 1/4, 3/5. I'm gonna spend the rest of my mana to play a Brimaz Hellion. Brimaz Hellion is a 5 mana 5/3 Hellion with tap. Target creature blocks Brimaz Hellion this turn if able. Very difficult thing to pull off, but they are a 5/3. It's not a good card, but this is limited. All right, I pass.
Hey, I'll tap. I'll draw.
Okay.
I'll play a forest.
You have so many lands.
I am. Yeah, it's good to draw lands. Yeah.
I mean, your hand's full of stuff. It looks like so. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'm gonna tap 1. Oh, also I get this back.
Yeah. I think yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna tap 1. Yeah, I'm gonna tap 1/2 to play it.
Great.
Frilled Grub.
Frilled Grub, pretty good.
And tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to play Obod Hell.
Ooh, I forgot you got Obod Hell. Obod Hell is a 5 mana 3/5 legendary horror. For 1 generic, until end of turn, Obod Hell gets +2/+2 and menace. It's also a Gorgon for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
I love this art. It took me so long to figure out what to draw for this. She always wore a dead body in her arms. Now she fills the coffin with hope.
A weird thingy.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's scary. That's so scary. Just like 2/2 for every 1. I don't know if I can beat that. It doesn't have trample, but still.
You can give it
5/3 and this. Don't think I forgot that you can give things flying. Like, this is not good for me. I think that's the end, right? Like, you can just win next turn with that.
Yeah.
If I can't remove it.
So. Yeah, I think so. Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna attack with my 3/4.
Your 3/4 is a 4/5. It has menace. So yeah, I'll double block it.
All right, I kill both.
I kill
the 4/5.
Your frozen mod dies too.
Yeah.
And I gain 1 life.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
Yeah. So Brimaz Hellion had only 3. This had only 1. Yeah, you definitely get both of them. I'm okay with that. That's what they're there for. You did not choose to... Actually, I realized after I declared my blockers. Do you want to regenerate it? I realized I should have asked that previously. Like, I did not recur to me when I declared the blocks that you could do that, and I might have changed my mind if I realized it, but I didn't. So
I think I actually don't want to for reasons.
Because you got bigger things now. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Precisely.
I might have not blocked if I'd realized, but I will stand by my decision.
Yeah.
And not just because you just told me that you're letting it through.
Yeah.
Cool.
Alright, that's my turn.
That's your turn. Okay, great. I will untap. I will draw. I will look at this card and go, that's a swamp. I was so excited to have drawn a black card because I haven't drawn any yet. I'll play a swamp. Okay, Calibrisk doesn't have trample, but you can give them flying with Benthic Infiltrator. If you just do that, not Calibrisk, sorry. Oh, but hell, there they are. If you just do this, then that is... How much mana do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you need to spend this, so you have 7 effectively. That's... Plus
14 plus 3 is 17.
17 damage. I have 17 life. So... I do not have the means to stop you. I think that's just GG. So I will instead attack.
Okay, I think I will take it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You go to 14 commander damage. And also take 2.
Okay. I go down to... Oh, well... I'll get 1 life, so I'll only take 1, really.
Yeah. Great. I'm just gonna pass and let you kill me. Do you think you have time for a second game? That was pretty fast.
I think so.
I'd like to, but please, feel free to do the honors.
Yeah, so on tap I'll draw... I'll play a mountain just in case some weirdness happens.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not holding up any instance, just like, I don't want you to like make a bad play and then me to punish it. That would be not fun.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna give Wblbrg health flying. I won't bother to do anything else.
Then the Infiltrator gives target creature flying.
And they can only give 1 free flying anyway.
Gives +2/+2 and menace. So
yeah, I do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. So
because you played a land from hand, right? Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, so it is 16 plus 3.
Yeah.
Is 60 plus 3 is 19. It's 1921.
Yeah, very good. Well, I good game, and I do want to play again because I got some cool stuff that didn't get to see. I literally didn't draw a single black card. Me too. I'm running 3 colors for a reason.
I think that's another cool stuff here we haven't seen.
Yeah.
And like,
what's interesting is that you kind of won with my win con, which is pumping my board. I mean, you pumped 1 guy, but still, like it's the most efficient fire breathing ever. It's 1 mana for +2. Worth pointing out for anyone who's just joining us, not like in the middle of this video, but as in like hasn't seen the previous making of videos or the draft video. None of these cards were like re-rolled for power level purposes. They were only ever re-rolled if they needed they were fundamentally broken and didn't function as cards. And as such, some cards are just stronger than others, and that is intended. That is like the idea is to have it be kind of a draft experience where one person opens like a mythic rare, and that's just the way it is, you know? That is intentional. And honestly, I'm really happy with like where the power level landed. That did not feel like a one-sided game by any means.
Oh no, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to shuffle. I'm going to draw, and I will probably choose to go first, unless I don't know. Do I have to decide before I see my hand? I don't know. I also reset my life.
I think you should have to decide before you see your hand. Cool. That's how Arena does it.
I will choose. Well, in Arena, you don't choose if you go first or not. It just does it for you.
If you are playing best of 3, because otherwise it like doesn't really matter.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I've never played best of 3 on Arena, so fair enough. Yeah, I will choose to go first though before seeing my hand. Okay, I am technically seeing it, but I was going to. Okay. Yeah, this hand's great. I'll keep this. This hand is XL-ant. That's a weird way of saying that. How are you doing?
Let's see. I think so. These are my lands. And I have this. This
Sure.
is okay. Is it okay? It's kind of okay.
Sorry. Creaking noises over here.
Yeah, it's okay assuming I get to draw cards from your commander.
You will, because I won't possibly be able to play them before turn 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. I'll make a ritual. Yeah.
Unless I have a ritual.
I'm good to go.
All right. I will not draw for turn, as is the rules of 2-player Magic. And I will double check if I have any 1-drops or not. I don't think I do. No. I will play a swamp. And I will pass on my end step. You may draw 2 cards.
Okay, well. Let's see here. I'm gonna play a. I'm gonna play a mountain, and I will discard an island.
Please unmark the commander damage just for the sake of clarity. And you'll proceed to your end step.
Obviously, it's my end step. You can draw a card.
I will draw a card. Thank you. And then I will move to my draw step, and I will draw a card. Very good. I'm going to double check. Do I have any 2-drops? I think I have a 2-drop. That doesn't really count. Alright, well, in that case, I got the best 2-drop. I will play a Plains. I will tap both of them, and I will play Wblbrg. Alright, pass. Wblbrg is a 2-mana 1/4, which if I have them in play, they no longer are a burden. In case anybody needs me to reiterate that.
Yeah, I'm gonna play a forest.
Okay.
And I think I'll actually just play my own Wblbrg.
I mean, that seems like a good play to me. You want to get them out of your command zone as quickly as possible. I mean, maybe it's not really that much different than if they were just like, yeah, I have a 2-drop in my command zone.
I think people typically play commander in like a 4-player situations, and like giving everyone a card draw is a lot more rough, even if it's just
totally. No, what I meant to say is that, like, yes, the card draw is obviously relevant, but the question becomes, if you had a completely pointless, just for color fixing commander that's in your command zone and it costs 2 mana, do you think you'd play it most games just because it's a 2-drop? And maybe you would. Like, Prismatic Piper and Faceless One were like pretty expensive, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
And that's why you just like never would play them. It just wasn't ever worth it.
Yeah, but also like drawing cards, your opponent's draw cards the pretty hefty downside. So it's like,
oh, totally.
If that was going on to like turn 5, then like.
Oh yeah. You have to play it, right? And I want you to have to play it. That was an intentional design decision, right? I want you to have to play the card because I don't want to design a card that just says, because otherwise you might as well just have it be a format rule. You know what I mean? Like, why bother having it be a card? Which maybe the correct answer is, yeah, it should just be a format rule. What are you talking about? Because it is a format rule, right? The format rule of you may use Wblbrg, you don't have, like, regardless of if you draft them or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you done?
Yeah.
Great, thanks. I will untap and draw. Alrighty then. I will play a mountain. And I will look at my hand. I think
I think I just will say I think like win or lose, I don't know if I'm I have time for another game.
I think there's probably only 2 games here. Yeah. I think I also don't have time for
Yeah.
another game. I will pass, actually.
Yeah. All right, I'll untap and draw.
Great.
Did you play a land?
I did play a land. I played a mountain. It was my first mountain.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, oof. I'm just gonna play a forest, and you have a Wblbrg, so I'll just pass the turn.
Before your end step, not at the beginning of your end step, but like before your end step, I'm gonna tap 3.
Yeah.
It's like so in your main phase still. I'm gonna play Finality and kill your Wblbrg.
Dang.
Well, Finality, to reminder, is a 3-mana instant, destroy target non-artifact, non-echo creature.
Alright, draw a card.
I will draw a card, thank you. And then I will draw as well for after my untap and draw step. Beautiful. Now, what do I want more than one color of? I will play a swamp. Although really, what I need is mountains, because, you know, my commander. Cool. I'm going to, I think, spend 4 here and play Jiraga Wind Riders. Jiraga Wind Riders is a 4-mana 3/3 Aurochs. For generic and black, target creature you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. So I don't know what the term for like a pump that also hits your toughness is. I keep using fire breathing as a generic term for pumping, and I know that's wrong. But it's able to pump your 1 creature. Doesn't have to be itself, and you're paying 2 at a time. But it's otherwise 1 for 1. I just disconnected. Continuity error. Yeah, that's me. That's my turn. I pass.
Alright, I will untap and draw. Okay, I will play a island, I guess. That's 5. Do I have a commander? I think so.
Whoa, you're up to 5 lands already? How'd that happen?
Oh, I might not have.
I went first.
An extra land.
I haven't missed a land drop. You should be at 4 now.
Yeah. Let's see. So I think this forest is extra. No, this island is. No, I had 2 forests. This island is extra.
What just happened?
What just happened?
I don't. It's so funny to me.
What?
I didn't even think to check if you had the right amount of lands. How did you not have the right number of lands? Sorry.
I don't know.
I'm not laughing at you. I just think it's really funny.
Okay. Yeah. I guess I just like was playing like
with too seriously. I just want to laugh for a bit. Go continue. You don't have to answer my question. It's not a real question.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah. All right. Cool. I'm gonna tap 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
I'm gonna play Wblbrg Gunslayer. This is a 2/2 first strike with 1 mana and tap to rummage. Not rummage.
Draw a card, discard a card. Yeah, see, you know the difference between rummage and loot. I don't. I can never remember which one's which.
Rummage is the worst one. That's how I remember.
I guess that makes sense. Looting is better than rummaging. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
That's a good. Mnemonic's the wrong word, but it falls in the same camp of literary things.
Heuristic, I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
No, not that either. Anyway, anything else?
No, that's it.
Great! I'm gonna draw on your end step in that case.
Okay.
Alright. It's my turn. And I'm going to look at your card and go, ha! A 2/2? What do you want to do with that? Sorry. I'm at 4, okay. I will play a mountain.
Yeah.
And I will tap 2 to play Sweep Away. Sweep Away is a 2-mana black instant. See, this game we're seeing all my black spells. I didn't draw a single black spell last time.
Yeah.
Sweep Away is a 2-mana black instant. Sweep Away deals 3 damage to target creature and 1 damage to that creature's controller. So please, your Voldaran Gunslinger is dead, and you can take 1 damage to your face.
Oof. I'll take a damage to my face, I guess.
Please do.
Maiden,
then
please.
I will proceed to combat, and I will attack you with... Did I forget to attack you last time with my Wblbrg? I did. Oh well. My mistake. I will attack you for 4.
Alright.
And I will mark 1 commander damage versus your...
Yeah, are you gonna pump that, or just do the 4?
No, I'm not going. Yeah, damage resolves with no thing on my end. And that's because I want to spend this other 3 to play Jiraga. Not Jiraga. Call Sisma. This is Jiraga. Call Sisma, Dire Avenger.
Alright, I'll untap.
And I'll pass the turn.
I'll draw.
Mm-hmm.
I will play a force. I'll play an island, actually. And then I will just, what can I do for 5 mana?
I mean, you could spend 2 of that mana. Also, your commander is 5 mana, I believe.
Or 4 of that mana, rather.
What?
How
could I kill them already? Ha-ha! I forgot about commander tax.
Yeah, but I don't know.
If they die, it's brutal. See, fun fact, the original version of that card would scale with commander tax. They were supposed to have counters equal to the amount of mana spent on them, but I couldn't fit it in the text box, so they're just worse now.
Yeah, that's fine. I think 1 point actually quite a lot of stats for what it is.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm just gonna play my commander, actually.
Great. Do you pass the turn?
Yeah, pass the turn.
Okay. I will untap. I will not draw on your end step, of course, and I will draw from my draw phase. Whatever step. Okay, I like this one, actually. That one's really cool. I'm gonna play a Plains.
Yeah.
Now I got 2 of each. Beautiful. Exactly the way I like it.
Yeah.
That's fine. That is so interesting. Yeah, I think I will move to combat and scare you. Ha! I attack with everything. That would be a 3/3, a 1/4, and a 2/2. Cal Sisma can give my team fire breathing at 2-1. And Jiraga Wind Riders can buff a specific thing.
For getting more cards or 2 more mana, so I guess I gotta take it, pump away.
Yeah. Do I want to pump here, or do I want to do other things on my second main?
Actually, can you kill me?
I don't think I can kill you, but let's find out.
So 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you do 12. You use
1,
everything.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this can do.
Oh, no.
once.
Each one is free, so it's actually. So that's an extra. So that's an extra free damage.
I think I can do 14 damage here if I spend all my mana.
15, I believe.
Yeah, because so Jiraga Wind Riders is 2 mana for 2 power, whereas Call Sisma is 2 mana for 3 power because I have 3 creatures.
Yeah.
But I only have 2 mountains, so I can't.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so 14. Yeah.
Yeah. So I will do that. Please take 14. Call Sisma is going to be the target of Jiraga Wind Riders. So Call Sisma is going to be swinging for 2, 4, 7. So I'm going to mark 7 commander damage with Call Sisma.
Okay, I might be dead.
It's like the classic Elder Dragons.
Yeah. Exactly.
And of course, I'm also going to mark an additional 3 Wblbrg damage. In case it matters.
Okay.
And yeah, that's my turn. I didn't play any cards, and I don't have to... Oh, I did play a land, I guess.
I didn't need to draw it. I should have drawn an extra card.
Okay.
So I'm at 7 right now.
Wblbrg is not in my command zone. And if they were, you draw 2, because they're 2 colors.
Yeah, I'm going to, I can't stop you. No, I don't have the mana for that.
As I was saying before, one of the reasons why I want it to be just like drawing cards all the time when it's in your command zone is so that you would play them, right? Originally, I thought maybe it'd be like your opponent gets extra mulligans or something, which seemed really nice, but you had no reason ever to play the card.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think I might concede. I could play like one creature, but then I won't have enough blockers.
Yeah, Cosmogma is really strong. You shut them down last time, and it was good.
Yeah, because otherwise I'd be dead. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, you can play it out if you want to, but I haven't used that past the turn.
You don't have anything? Yeah. No, I mean, another reason why I did well is because, like, I actually drew my black spells this time, and I didn't play a ton of them. Like, I played Jiraga, and I played Sweep Away, but Sweep Away is one of my kill spells. Like, just... I think, like, probably most of my black spells are just, like, kill spells. Like, that's all they do. Yeah, let's walk it out just because I want to play some cards in my hand. I'll play another swamp. I don't have any other mountains, unfortunately, so I can't do anything fancy there. But I do want to mention that there is this card for 2 black, which I don't think I guess I'll just show you because I should actually just attack and not actually, you are conceding, right? So I can just happily play it in my hand.
Yeah.
So Tomb Wanderer, I think, is a really cool aggro tool because it's a 2-mana 2/1. If it's your turn, they're a 3/2, and they have black regenerate this creature. So it's kind of a lot of mana to invest in them in that it's 3 black, really, that you need to be investing. But the fact that you can just attack with them without worrying about them getting blocked and dying is really cool. So you can make your opponent make like bad trades, but they can't block at all. Like they could, they're allowed to. They don't have like can't block, and I think that's a really fun design. I like this one a lot. And then there's this interesting one. I had it last game as well as this game. Stonegorger's Blitz, Blitz, sorry, which is cool in theory, but like kind of impossible to actually use. Like this game specifically, I thought I could maybe steal your commander, which would have been really funny. Not actually good, because them dying is better than me stealing them. I'd rather them drawing me cards, right? But Stonegorger Blitz, it's like gain control of creatures that blocked your creatures this turn, right? And the thing is, I was able to attack, but since I had all this open mana, you're like, well, you're going to pump your team and kill my blocker, so I'm not going to block. And making these, like, blocks where both people bounce off each other is really hard to actually do in real Magic, it turns out. Like, in theory, Stonegorger Blitz is really interesting. To actually read, in case anyone's curious, it's a 5-mana sorcery, put a +1/+1 counter up to 2 target creatures. As long as it's your turn, untap all creatures you control and gain control of all creatures that blocked them this turn. So, if you could, like, cast your sorcery at instant speed or something, you wouldn't be able to steal people's... It wouldn't matter. It's a silly condition, but that's what it says. Anyway, point being is, I considered playing it just, like, to get the counters and to give myself pseudo-vigilance, but it didn't seem worth it last game. I really wanted to steal some of your stuff, but either you would block and die, or you'd block and my stuff would die, and either way it doesn't work. They have to both bounce off each other without dying, which is so weird. Like, it's like a really weird design for a card, so didn't actually come together, unfortunately. Other than that, I just have some lands, and I do have Liminal Eclipse, which is an example of cards that are just in my deck to pad out the fact that this deck is almost half lands. Liminal Eclipse is a 4-mana sorcery. It creates a 4/4 black and green barrier creature token. Its activated abilities can't be activated unless you control a swamp. It just makes a vanilla 4/4. That's it. Like, that's all it does. So, yeah. I guess we're done. Good game, B.
Yeah, good game. Yeah, I don't think I had anything more going on in my deck, honestly.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, you had a really good game last time. You got to really sort of show off the bits and bobs.
Like those artifacts are cool, and like one is like return artifacts from the graveyard to my hand, which might have been nice.
If I was going to like go through my deck and show you like the wildest cards, because there were some really cool cards I didn't get to use. Like there's a blue enchantment that just was like your opponent can't attack you, like your creatures just can't attack you, and it's like, what? That's not fun. That's just, unless my opponent has enchantment removal, I just win the game, I guess, right? Like, whatever. Which is, I almost played it. I would have played it if I played blue, just because I needed the playables, but I didn't really want to. The thing that's really interesting is that my deck it has a lot of removal, and I didn't really draw much last game. I drew one, right? But Ormont Collarbreaker is cool in that it is a 6-mana 4/4, but it buffs all my white creatures, which is interesting. And then there's just like some really silly things. This one's a great example. Kenra Devastator, 5-mana 4/4. I can spend 2 to destroy a tapped creature repeatedly with no tapping involved, which is pretty wild. There's Vanquish, which is a white 3-mana destroy target non-creature artifact. So it couldn't kill creatures, but you have a lot of artifacts, so that would have been relevant.
Yeah.
And there was another one that was just super busted, if I remember what it is. It was like X. Oh, there, yeah, it was right there. I think it was top of my deck actually.
There was one that was like actually. One I had, it was protection from all your creatures, which I never got to play.
Oh, that one's cool. Yeah, and that actually would have been pretty powerful against my stuff because a lot of my removal was on creatures, like the Stained Angel here, which is a 3-mana 2/1 with flying and lifelink. Tap, exile target artifact, creature, or land, which is just ridiculous for 3 mana. It needs to survive a turn. You can kill it, but you probably can't kill it because it's limited. If I had played this, I would have just straight up been like, I'm not using the land mode. Like, I just straight up wouldn't use it just because that's not fun. But otherwise, yeah, I had a lot of removal, and I just, like, you know, I was lucky to have it. I tried to stick as much as possible. That's why I'm running both black and white. My pool actually did favor, like, green and blue quite heavily. Like, Sarah Straw was actually a green and red commander that I could have run, which would have allowed me to mitigate Wblbrg. But, yeah. No, it's as far as, like, a test run of Wblbrg, which is not what I really considered this video, but since we're here, I like them. They're a bit weird in that they're kind of swingy. Like, if they die, they're just kind of, like, dead. Like, I
feel like I've never seen tweaks, but yeah, I really like them. I would like to see more, like, different burdens. I think it was a little bit more having the same burden, I think.
Oh, just like both of us? Like, if you got a pool to choose from and you could choose any of them? That would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
We did previously talk about the idea of them having, like, each one being its own color. I like them being that you can choose whatever colors you want, because I think that's the whole point, is that it smooths things out, right? But I think you could maybe do something where they, like, accrue less tax or something, so they're not so punishing to replay.
Maybe.
Like, I think that could be kind of interesting.
Yeah, or you just think 1 mana. I guess that might be too good.
Yeah, I don't think you want them to be 1 mana, because they just play them turn 1, and they have no downside, right? Here, it always is triggering at least once, right? The problem is, I killed yours and you couldn't kill mine, and then you were like, I have to spend 4 mana to replay this. In fact, I can't even replay it on turn 3. If they accrued 1 tax when they died instead of 2, that would be an interesting rule, especially for a character that, or like a card that is intentionally designed to go in the command zone. Right? That could be interesting. Anyway, that's it for us today. B has decided to stop talking to me. So, have a good night, everyone. I'll catch you next time.
Sorry.
What? Are you still there? Did you mute yourself or something?
I'm still here. I beat myself because I want to, like, scratch my chin.
That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, sorry.
I'm just joking, B.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I'm so weird. Yeah.
Have a good night, everyone. I
Have
have
a
been
good night.
DarcyBits. With me as today has been B. We'll see you next time. I think the next thing we're doing is making an Ixalan-themed pirate set, so that'll be fun.
Ooh.
We'll see you when that happens. Good night, everyone. Wblbrg.